Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we're going to have a comprehensive breakdown of the Beerus / Champa battle for the Super Dragon Balls archetype from Realm of the Gods. I wanted to wait because this archetype wasn't really put together like other archetypes, and when I say that, I mean that a lot of the cards from either side of green can be used with green. There's like kind of some in between how you get their cards that are going to be leader specific, but for the most part, most of these cards can be interchangeable, and that's going to change the format for a while because I can't really explain, Champa without including some of the cards that you thought would be exclusive to Beerus and vice versa. So I wanted to make sure I had all the cards so I can kind of go in on this. So this video might be a little bit chunkier than the average. That being said, I do think it's going to be fun to look into it and talk about the general, scheme of both leaders, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the ride as well. Just wanted to say that we are still on the road to 2,000, so every comment, like, and subscription, yeah, that one counts. So if you're already here for the ride and you're already supporting, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you do, and if you're not, join the UniX fam. We are going places. There's gonna be a lot of expansion this year, but that being said, normal plugs, you got the official Facebook group where you get the spoilers that I'm going over. You have the discussion group where we talk about them, Universe X where we talk about other things, Universe X Discord where we talk about a great many things, and then TCGMetalZ where they make the best metal cards on the market, hands down. And if you want 10% off your entire order, you can use the code UNIX, that's UNIX, to receive that bonus. So I am going to put up the template in a moment and we're going to get into the first couple cards. Alright, so the very first card on our list, we have got Beerus, okay? He is the leader, permanent, you start the game with 4 life, that's what most people have been honing in on the moment they look at him. Activate main, switch this card to rest mode, draw 1 card. Additionally, if you have no universe cards, battle cards in play, choose up to 1 green Universe 7 card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it. Alright. Awaken, once your life is at 3 or less, you may draw 2 cards, switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode, and flip this card over. Okay, so let's look at the backside before we talk about this leader briefly, because we do have a lot of cards to get through. You've got Beerus Victory at all costs. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. Additionally, if you have no battle cards in play, choose up to 1 green Universe 7 card with energy cost of 2 or less from your hand and play it. Auto, once per turn, Spirit Boost 1 when one of your battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, and your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. Okay. So cool couple things. You're going to notice that yes, you start off at half the life you normally do. You also are going to start at 15k. So just being Gods of Destruction, they're literally just like, you know what, these guys are already at awakened stats and they're going to flip into stronger stats. This is very thematic. At first, Beerus doesn't attack to play a free card, he just taps himself because gods aren't supposed to get involved in the affairs of mortals. That's thematic. Like I said, this game, if anything, is Flavor City. So the other thing to note about this is that while you start at 4 life, that means you have access to things like your super combos as of turn 1. Defending yourself from early aggression should be a little easier with your 15k base, and defending yourself from even if they put pressure on it can be significantly easier because you have access to your super combos. So it's just going to be a little bit of a different thing. The Awakening is powerful at a draw 2, untap 1, and you're going to be able to start cheating in battle cards. Now the other cool part about this is once he flips, you're going to draw 1 card and then play Universe 7. But only if you have no battle cards in play. That's an important thing. You're going to kind of see how this works. Next, you've got the Spirit Boost Auto, which is kind of weird. You're Spirit Boosting 1 to take a card from their hand, and I guess that's cool, a little bit of a tax. If you can keep the pressure on, you have to start expending cards to stop your pressure. This could be potentially cool. But otherwise, it seems like Spirit Boost 1 is kind of a lot for just discarding a card. But with the leaders or with the unisons that you use in this deck, you're going to probably end up having a lot of markers with not exactly a gajillion things to do with them. So we'll continue it on. The next one I'm going to go over is the Champa Leader. You start the game with 5 life. Activate main, switch this card to rest mode, draw 1 card. Additionally, if you have no battle cards in play, choose up to 1 green Universe 6 card, energy cost of 2 or less, and play it. See? Very same. Next, you've got when your life is at 2 or less, you may draw 3 cards and switch up to 1 of your energy to active mode. Flip this card over. So this is actually pretty crazy because you have to lose 3 life. You have to be at 2 life to awaken. So that's a very, very, very low awakening with no alternative way to awaken. This guy is kind of, that gets scary. Starting at 5 life and having to awaken at 2 definitely seems scary, but we're going to keep going. On his awaken side, Same effect as his brother. When you swing, he is going to draw one card, and then you get to play a U6 with 2 energy or less. Now, once per turn, Spirit Boost 1, when one of your Green Universe 6 battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, you can choose the card that attacked and switch it to active mode. So Champ is actually going to start going a lot harder in terms of offense, and that's really, really, really cool. Nothing terribly too much else to say that I haven't said for his brother. It's just that you're going to have to get a little closer, like, to dying to use this card. But at the same time, his effect is a lot more aggressive. Champa is heavy risk and reward compared to his brother. So next we're going to look at the unisons, and it seems as if in these decks you're going to use both of these, copies of both of these. But you've got Whis pre-fight preparations. Empower green 3, empower is the keyword, meaning that when you play this over a green unison, you're going to take up to 3 markers from that green unison and put them on this unison. So generally you'll play him for 1, hopefully he's coming out at 2, maybe even 3. Limit 1, if this card has 3 or more markers, when this card is played, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. And this is actually going to be pretty easy, because you can, +1 on Vados, and if you can protect Vados, or Whis, because you're going to see Vados in a second, you're going to be able to +1 it again, bring it up to 3 next turn, and just empower 3. This guy comes in with 4, and then you're just going to discard a card from their hand, and +1, play your field card if you haven't already. So that's actually really, really, really strong. I like that. It's not like the unison is doing anything super impactful. It has more of a come into play effect, but I still think that's pretty cool. Next, you've got Vados pre-fight preparations. Same thing, except you get to choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, which is very, very strong. It doesn't even have a limit on what cost it needs to be. You just pop it. So if they don't have a lot of barrier threats, then you're gonna get a lot of free destruction just off of cards like this alone. Moving on to the next one, you got Nameless Planet. This is the main gimmick in the green gimmick deck. Barrier, field. Once per turn, and I love how it's barrier and field, finally they learned. Once per turn, if your leader card is a green Beerus or green Champa card, at the end of a battle or one of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, place that card underneath this card for the from the opponent's drop area. Auto. If your leader card is a green Beerus or green Champa and you switch this to rest mode, when your opponent attacks, choose one of your green battle cards in rest mode with the same universe special trait as your leader card and switch the target of the attack to that card. Activate main. If there are 5 or more cards owned by your opponent under this card, you win the game. So this is very interesting. Once per turn, this is going to let you redirect an opponent's attack to one of your cards, and that is going to allow you to have it KO'd, and which you're going to see later is a massive part in kind of leveling up your fodder cards. So this is actually a really, really, really neat effect. Not to mention, if you destroy 5 cards in a battle, and because like I said, well, I don't think I said this in the video, but the way Fashbender Let It Bang, when you swing and you destroy it by effect, it still counts as you attacking and the battle card being KO'd. So it's going to go under this card. There's a lot more plays that get opened up. Next, we're going to go to the 1-drop general card, Referee, Introducing the Fighters. Activate main. If your leader card is a green Beerus or green Champa card and you place this card in its owner's drop area, choose one. Activate up to 1 Nameless Planet from your deck, and that's just the field card. Or if your opponent has a battle or no battle cards in play, your opponent reveals their hand, you choose up to 1 battle card, energy cost of 3 or less from it, and play it in your opponent's battle area. I can tell you, that's an annoying effect. I was playing on Untap, and my opponent took my super combo and put it to field, and then ended up swinging on it by tapping their leader, playing a card, and swinging on my super combo. I was not about to try to block a 15k coming at my 5k super combo, so it went, and yeah, that just sucked. Like that was powerful. Next, we're gonna go over the SRs, because the SRs are really kind of gonna give this a little oomph. We got Ssb Vegeta, Lost Kingdom's Pride. Dual attack. If your leader card is green, you have 3 or more energy at the end of a battle, which this card was using the combo from your hand. Play this card from your drop area. Now it has 2 costs to combo. Once per turn, when this card attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and discards it. This guy's dual attack. He'll be able to kind of just really, really pressure things that are turned sideways already. Not deflect, not barrier, and he doesn't destroy upon swinging, so it's kind of weird. Yes, he's a 2k or he's a 20k dual attacker that comes into play for 2 that can be pressure, but it's a little odd. I need to see this in play because it feels a little lackluster right now. The next one I want to talk about is the one I want to see in SPR so bad. Ssb Kaioken Son Goku Might's Calling. Double strike, auto limit 1 for green. If your leader card is green and this card is in your combo area, when one of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, play this card from your combo area. Auto, when this card attacks, choose one. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, or your opponent just chooses one card in their hand and discards it. This is a very, very powerful effect because you're going to, one, be able to play this guy for one green. And there's a lot of things you can do. Like that combo I just told you where the guy ripped my super combo out of my hand and then swung on it. If he had one more additional energy, he could have played this just off that combo. And then he gets to swing again for double strike as early as turn 2. And when he does that, he's also going to be able to either KO another one of my battle cards or just force me to rip a card from hand. And then I take 2. So this is a very, 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 very strong kind of low to the ground aggression. The next card, Hit, Assassin, Strike. Now this guy's a doozy. Barrier, dual attack. If your leader card is green, your opponent has 2 or more energy. If this card is in your combo area, when one of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, play this card from your combo area. Okay. Auto limit 1. If this card is in rest mode, when your opponent attacks, they may choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. If they don't, negate the attack and your opponent cannot attack for the turn. This is a strong floodgate, and he's also got barrier. Now, the funniest thing about this is his effect happening as an auto really, really does mess up a lot. Once he's on the board, if they don't have anything that messes with him actually being played, like a counterplay, he's going to stick and do some real damage. You can't even final flash this guy because you can final flash it, but his ability is on attack as an auto. It needs to go through before you can even get to your combo phase. So this guy is actually a menace, and he's a dual attack, meaning he's going to swing twice and he's got barrier. And then he's going to be able to sit in his tap mode and just force your opponent to have to use cards out of their hand to be able to attack late in the turn. Yeah, this guy is a momentum halter, and that's why I think he's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, that's awesome. So next we're gonna go over some of the cards that are more just like the in-betweens. We are sitting at Piccolo to Battle Universe 6. Now this guy has, a lot of these have similar effects, but he's a 2-drop, so he's going to be cheated out by turning your leader sideways or swinging with your awakened leader if you're Beerus. During your turn, this card gets plus 10,000 power and can attack battle cards without barrier in active mode. This is how they're going to get around people just not trying to swing with weenies. Permanent, if your opponent has no battle cards in play, this card gains critical. So if you're not swinging on a battle card, they're going to get other effects, and that's the theme you're going to see as well. Auto, green. When this card is KO'd, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 green Universe 7 card with an energy cost of 3 in your hand and play it. This is amazing because what you're going to be able to do is float. You get your card killed, which you played for free. Then you're going to draw a card, then you're going to play a card. So you're not just going down on hand. You're just tapping energy, losing a body on board to get a bigger body. Next, we've got Majin Buu to Battle Universe 6. It's just a super combo. We're going to go over that. Just always going to do it for draft. Next, we got Ssb Vegeta to Battle Universe 6. He also is a 5k that gains plus 10k during your turn, and he can attack cards in barrier, or without barrier in active mode. Permanent, when your opponent has no battle cards to play, he gains double strike, and then he has the same effect. When he's KO'd, draw a card and choose up to 1 green Universe 7 card with energy cost of 3 in your hand to play. Now let's get to the 3 costs. We've got SS Son Goku to Battle Universe 6, and this guy has double strike. He can attack people in active mode without barrier, and if your opponent has no battle cards in play, he gets plus 5,000 power and critical, meaning he is going to be a strong boy, man. This guy's coming out with double strike, and if your opponent is out of battle cards, which this deck is blowing up battle cards and left and right. So if your opponent doesn't have battle cards, he's going to come into play and have 5k, 25k double strike critical. That is, if that's not scary, I don't know what is, because this guy can come out very early. Your field card can just turn like itself sideways and force your opponent to swing on your 1-drop. Your 1-drop is going to kill itself, and then you get to pay a green and play this. And because he draws a card when he's played with a skill, you're going to draw a card for the card that got destroyed. Then you're going to play this card, so you're going to go down. Then you're going to draw another card. That's a +1 interaction to add a body down. All for 1 energy. That's pretty astounding. This guy's strong. Next, we got Vanilla Luis. Enough said. So next we're going to switch over to the Champa side, okay? We got Batamo, Battle for Universe 7, or to Battle Universe 7. When this card is played, you search the top 5 for a green Universe 6 card, energy cost of 4 or less, or a green Unison card, specific cost of 1. Amongst them to your hand, shuffle your deck. When this card is KO, choose up to 1 green Universe 6 card, energy cost of 2 in your hand and play it. So this is pretty cool. he doesn't get to draw like the other ones, because the Universe 7s, you draw a card with those and you play yours. This one just plays it. And he goes from 1 to 2. Next, you get to go to Cabba, Battle for Universe 7. It's weird that, 7 didn't get a Searcher, but it looks like they're just trying to divvy this up just a little bit. Cabba to Battle Universe 7. He can attack battle cards in active mode without barrier. Once per turn, you can add a card from your life to your hand. This card attacks, you draw 1 card, and then switch this card to active mode, and it gains plus 5,000 power for the battle. That's going to make him a 15k and a 15k. It's not for the turn, so it doesn't stack like that. And then, of course, when he dies, you get to pay a green and choose 1 Universe 6 card with the cost of 3 that's green, and you play it, but it doesn't draw, so these don't float the same way. Next, you've got Vegeta to Battle Universe 7. Once again, he's a 5k, goes up by 10k, and can attack active mode without barrier. Auto, when this card is played, draw 1 card, so it's a nice little cantrip. And then auto green, when he's KO'd, you get to play a green Universe 6 with 3 cost. So, we're going to move over to Frost, Battle for Universe 7. He's going to go from 5k to 10k, so he's a little weaker, but this is his first form, he's supposed to be a little weaker. If this card is in rest mode and your opponent has no battle cards in play, your opponent's leader card cannot attack leader cards. More protection on your leader card that starts off at 4 or 5 life, actually in this case 5 life. But it has to go down to 2 to awaken. Auto, and you have a green, when this card is KO'd, you play a 3 cost. Now, the funniest part about this is that in this game, Unisons and Leaders are some of the more stable cards to put Double Strike on and combo out on for game. But having this card in rest mode prevents your opponent from going leader to leader. And that's important because this deck has so much battle card destruction. The battle cards are not necessarily safe to pile on by any means. So that's actually a little cool point. Next, we're going to go to Frost coming to blows, and this is crazy because now they're adding blue-green, which is going to allow you to start playing a different way, potentially building a different way, adding things like Sensu Beans, and it might be a little harder to swing at a base 25k leader. That's going to be weird, and it's also going to allow the deck to do a lot more with its energy for the exchange of having to go down to 2 life. So you got Frost coming to blows. Energy Exhaust, Barrier, Blocker. Decks definitely need a blocker. Evolve for 1 green and 1 colorless. When this card is played, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, discards it. Neat little interaction. And then, neat little side effect. Auto, when this card is KO'd, draw 1 card, then you play a Universe 6 card, energy cost of 4 in your hand. Play it. There's 2 cards this fits on, and we're going to see them momentarily. First one is Frost by any means necessary. This guy is kind of strong. Energy Exhaust, triple attack. He gets evolved on for 3, but he can also be played on when the 3-drop is killed. He can attack active mode cards without barrier, and since he's 20k and triple attack, he can potentially clear boards on his own while proccing your effects. Now, once per turn, when if this card's attack has not been negated, or hasn't been negated, at the end of a battle which this card attacked a battle card, KO that card and choose 1 card in your opponent's hand, discard it. Now, this is very, very similar to the original red final form Frost, where he would basically kill the card just by swinging. He would swing, and if the card ain't dead, it dead. So I think this is actually really, 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 really cute. I love it. I love it, love it. And they have to discard a card. Next, you've got this art, which is almost SR worthy on its own. It looks beast. Hit to Battle Universe 7. Double Strike, Barrier. When this card is played, draw 1 card, then choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And then you have green, green. If your leader card is a Champa and you have 3 or more energy and no battle cards in play this card from your hand. He can be a finisher. He's going to be monster or a board clearing. He's just going to be able to point and click. This is a pretty solid card, and for 2 energy, it's even more solid. It's not like actually look at this. With Double Strike and Barrier, even though it's restricted to Champa, this is pretty much a Turles all too easy for the deck. Yes, it doesn't destroy 2, but he draws, and he's going to, be able to swing for Double Strike. He's got Barrier, and that's where the concession is. He can't just, blow up a 2nd card or choose to draw. He's always going to draw and blow up 1 card, but he's going to have Barrier, and that's going to be massive. So next we got the Vados, just vanilla 30k. You got a card called Sibling Squabble. I think this is more of a draft card, but activate main if your leader card is green Beerus or green Champa. Draw 1 card, and if your opponent has more cards in their hand, then you choose 1 card in their hand, discard it. I think it's a little too little to be in competitive play. Then you've got the last card, Damage Negation. Counterattack, negate the attack, and if you don't take, and you don't take damage from your opponent's non-keyword skills for the turn. Keyword skills are like Double Strike, Triple Strike, Quad Strike. So this is basically saying you negate the attack and you can't take burn damage for the rest of the turn. All right, so those are all the cards, and this is actually a pretty neat kind of deal. We're going good on time, so I'll try to keep it short. I will be working hard to figure out deck builds that I can showcase very soon. But the way this deck is going to work, you know, your leader starts off very close. I mean, Beerus is going to be at 4, Champa's at 5, because Champa's a little thicker, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to be able to turn your leader sideways and cheat in these 2-drops. These 2-drops can swing on things in active mode, and that's tight. You'll get certain effects. Now, the first turn you do this, you may have 1 energy open, and that's all you need to be able to swing, kill something, and then maybe play something like a Goku. You know, and both decks can use the Goku. And then, of course, you know, your opponent may swing on you for the first turn, and you don't have to worry about blocking it because you're at 15. If they want to take your Beerus from 15 to, or from 4 to 3 so you can awake him, go ahead. If they want to do the same to Champa, yeah, you have a little bit more room, but Champa also has some life takers in the form of Cabba. So if you swing on it once and do damage somehow, and then they just play that life, like, you know, taker Cabba, you're gonna be in for a world of hurt because they're gonna awaken earlier than expected. And they're very powerful in Awaken too. Now, once they're awakened, they're still cheating things in, but they get to swing while cheating things in. The field card is essentially going to give 1 free play per turn, because you're going to be able to get swung on, change the direction of the attack, get your, you know, battle card killed, and then play your next battle card from the hand with its reduced cost. That's actually just really cool. And it seems like it's going to be a fairly aggressive deck. This deck seems to have so many effects, like between swinging on things in active mode and just blowing things up through effect. It looks like it's going to be very hard to keep a board that doesn't have barrier intact versus this deck, which I think is worthy of literal beings called gods of destruction. So I'm actually looking very much so forward to tinkering with this and seeing how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But there's so many combos to be had here, and it's really cool that the 3 SRs can be played in either deck, but it looks like the Goku and Hit, unfortunately, will be the premier ones. Vegeta is cool, but I don't think he's strong enough just to warrant a bunch of spots, but like, once again, I could be wrong. The Frost line is a very interesting level up that's Champa exclusive, and the Hit is a very strong card that's Champa exclusive. In fact, looking at this, between having access to multicolor cards and splashing blue, and just actually having the better effects, I think Champa is just flat out the better deck, especially since you can use the Goku along with your Hit. But yeah, like I said, only time will tell, and I intend to spend time on it to tell, you know. So, thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, think about hitting that subscribe button, like the video, like I said before, comment, and I will see you the very next time Strategy Hit Universe X. Later, and you guys have a great day and a start to 22.